family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws. I am your host, Cherise Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day.
I am.
The apple to my eye.
Always.
The wind beneath my wings. The rib that completes me.
You completed.
The layer to my heart.
Don't do that. No. Star Wars.
There you
Come
go.
on. Come me clap for
That
myself.
was so daggone obvious.
You see
man.
how quick? No, that wasn't obvious to
Actually,
everybody.
It really was.
But you know what I was thinking about her hair, and that's the only reason why. Is that the one with the hair?
That's so disrespectful.
Is it that the one with the hair though?
Yeah, it's
yes. Okay.
But that's
all right.
so.
Yes.
Everything that Princess Leia brought to the galaxy, and the only thing you could think about is her hair.
Yeah.
That is so.
But that was the only way I could bring what you was trying to say to me together.
But that is so utterly disrespectful.
I'm just saying it was her hair.
Well,
you know how many people have wore that hairstyle even outside of Easter?
Yeah, but she done so outside of Easter.
I mean,
Seriously? Outside of Easter, really?
he has risen.
Family,
I meant to say Halloween.
Family, I'm sorry. Just please, family, just overlook and forgive her.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Curious though. I mean,
It's me. What's going on, family? What is going on, guys? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What is going on?
That is my wife, family.
I am.
That is my wife.
Yes.
So, family, we always want to begin with just welcome.
Yes.
We want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a part. Thank you
Yes.
for listening.
Thank
However
you.
you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes.
For our first-time listeners.
Come on, first-timers.
We love you guys.
We do love you guys.
However you found us.
Yes.
We appreciate you being here.
We love you so much.
And for our returning family members.
Come on in the room.
You already know how we feel about you.
Come on in the room.
Our new family members, don't misunderstand.
We do love you guys.
We love you.
Y'all amazing.
There is a special place in our heart for you.
Become a returner. Amen.
But however, it's something about those returning family members
Y'all love us.
that stay with us,
Yes.
that travel this journey,
Yes.
that deal with my wife's craziness.
Don't do that.
Day in and day out.
This is
Week in and week out.
we were doing good. We were
Month
right with
in,
no.
month out.
We were right. Is you
Year
about to
in
preach?
I'm
You was
sorry.
about to preach?
I'm sorry. I felt that in the spirit. I felt
Was that
it
a
in my soul.
sermon?
I felt it in my soul.
No, bro, it's not a sermon. It's not a sermon.
So
No,
it's
not.
We thank you guys so much.
Yes.
And as always, welcome to the cookout.
Yes. Make sure you bring some Luna for us so you can take something with
So you can take something
you.
with you. Now, family, I
Yes.
know that may sound strange to some people, but we say that for a reason.
Yes.
Now, with the Crenshaw Corner, most of the times you really never know what you're going to get.
And Sanchez goes down a rabbit hole.
No, it's not me.
Yes.
It's typically my wife.
Oh, it's you.
But the one thing about it is that we always try to bring you something, a different
Yes.
perspective, a
Yes.
different way to look at things. We always try to give you something that you can take with you that
We
you
do.
can pull out later in the week. And
Yes.
So family, we just
Leftovers,
thank
if you will.
Leftovers,
Leftovers, if you will.
So family, we just thank you.
Yes.
Oh, as always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
We are.
Which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram.
We're
We're on
Instas.
Twitter.
You're not gonna try to go past that. It's
I
gonna
was
be a
trying to pass
thing.
that because you not
We are
gonna
Instas.
make that a thing.
We are Instas. I'm gonna say it, and I feel like Morgan, she's gonna help me with it. We Instas.
Nah, there's no such thing as an Insta.
It's
man.
we Instas.
We're not gonna keep doing that. We're not
We
gonna keep
Instas.
doing
We
that at all.
Instas. Yes, amen.
But family, we are an interactive podcast. We can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. All under Crenshaw Corner.
We did.
And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
I like when you say the. Say it again.
Once again,
The.
thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Now, family, understand, this is going to be a very different episode.
Yes.
Because guess what, family? You're not going to hear me anymore for the rest of this
He is
episode.
leaving me
I am
behind, y'all.
done. I'm doing the opening, and I'm turning it over.
Why you have to tell that part though? I'm doing the opening.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
it.
gonna.
That's it. I'm turning it over.
Oh my goodness.
Because, family, this is a
Yeah.
very... Do you remember as a child when you went to school and you dealt with your teacher and you came home, you turned on your TV and ABC was playing the after-school specials?
Did you say the after school? Come on,
After-school specials.
come on. Those, but okay. I just want to say this one thing. The after school specials were creepy to me. I'm sorry.
A little creepy.
I don't think they should have been for kids. I'm
just
just
saying.
gonna,
But
and I'm
they
gonna
were-
ask the consensus of my sisters when this is over. But go ahead, go
But, you
ahead.
know, they were teaching you something. They were a little creepy, but
Yeah,
yet
baby, they was
teaching
always
something.
creepy, baby.
Well, that's what this episode is going to be, family. It's going to be a little creepy, but it's going to teach you something. So, family, without further ado,
I cannot.
I'm turning this over to my wife.
I cannot.
And she's
That was
gonna take
not
it from
how that
there.
was supposed to go.
I'm just saying.
That was horrible.
And that's going to be the name of this episode. Creepy after school.
First of all, I love Mr. Crenshaw. Thank you, babe. I appreciate you. I love you so much. Family. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to do, where to start, what to say, because I have been trying and praying to get this episode since last year to get it done. And today, my God, right now, there's going to be so much deliverance from mothers on this good old May, because I don't know if people know, but tomorrow, I'm trying to bless them. No, not even tomorrow. Well, May 9th was Mother's Day. I'm so far behind. I'm last. It's not May 9th. But isn't that May 9th? So May 9th is Mother's Day. And if you ain't got a gift, it's okay. And the reason why I'm trying to bless you, because this entire month is Mother's Day. I just want everybody to know the entire month of May is Mother's Day. So just continue to keep blessing your mother. And if you feel like you want to continue to bless, I'm going to do a Morgan. I'm going to send you my Cash App, because she loved coming on this mic and talking about giving out her Cash App. I'm going to send my Cash App. Feel compelled to go ahead and celebrate with me. All right, guys, listen. Today, I got your girl behind the microphone, Miss Morgan Crenshaw. Yeah, say hey.
Well, hello there.
Hey.
Oh, Lord, that sounded like Mr. Crenshaw, didn't I?
You did sound like your dad.
I don't know how I feel about it.
And then I have the most incredible, and I'm just going to say her name first, and I'm going to explain to you why. I have the most incredible. Now, I don't know if she wants me to call her, because she has two names. I don't know, should it be Cherise Smith, Javon? Where am I going with this?
What do you call me?
Cherise. All right then. And then I have the incredible Miss Cherise Smith. Let me explain something to you guys. Today, for this month of Mother's Day that we're celebrating all month, I wanted to bring on, I've been trying to do this again for a year, to bring on Miss Cherise Smith. This is Morgan's mother. You hear what I'm telling you? And we have been doing this game together for like almost 22 years. And so many people have asked us, how do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? So many people ask Morgan, like, so your moms, they get along and all this other good stuff. And people has always asked us, we talk about a blended family, but we never did it from the other side. And so for Mother's Day, we was going to call it Two Chicks and a Daughter. That's what I first. What did I say? Was it Two Chicks?
Yeah, it was like Two Chicks and a Girl, or
two chicks and a girl.
And that was real. Talk about creepy. I didn't like that title at all.
I think it was like Two Chicks and a Daughter. I don't know. But it's two mamas and a daughter today. How about that? So I am so excited. So for people who do not know you, Morgan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Morgan Crenshaw. I am the baby Crenshaw. Don't worry, the Cash App will be dropped at the end.
See, that's what I'm talking
about. I'm gonna find a way to sneak it in there. Don't worry, because and my social medias, because I'm currently. Never mind, that's a different episode.
That's a different episode, sis. Yeah, thank you very much. And just to let you guys know, May 7th. She graduated with her master's. Yes.
So my Cash App, if you would like to give me a graduation gift, is MMON as in Nancy, N as in Nancy,
really?
97.
Is it? This is the thing that bugs me about this. Is there not isn't there like a dollar sign? Is that supposed to be, everybody supposed to know that though?
Yes.
Because you didn't say it.
Well,
is that like a given?
If you just go to Cash App and type in my Cash App name, you can find it.
Oh, do you need to repeat it or you good?
MMON as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, EE 97. Thank you very much.
You're so amazing. Thank you. Okay. All right, mama. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, family. First of all, I want to say I'm very, very happy, excited, and honored to be on the Crenshaw Corner. That was my crazy daughter. Again, I am excited to be here.
Yes.
Just loving. I'm living in Minnesota right now, so loving North Carolina's weather. Mm-hmm. Just happy to be here.
Yes. She a little nervous, people, but I'm gonna give her 2 more minutes. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. The purpose of this episode is just to be as transparent that we, all three of us, can possibly be, and just talk about it. Like, really talk about it. So I don't even know where I want to start. You know what? Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Morgan, give me that look. What you want, Morgan? What you
I
want?
didn't say nothing. I'm just listening here patiently, waiting for my turn.
You got? Do I need to point at you? Like, you think you got a turn? Because you know when me and mom go, we go. You want to raise your hand? Yes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about when you decided that it was, because it's so many ways I can go with this, and I'm trying to.
I was like, what beginning?
Yeah, because we have a
Segment.
We got segments exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the decision that you made to say, you know what, I think it's time for Sanchez to raise Morgan. Like, when did you? Because I know, and by the way, just to let you know, if you hear a little extra noise, we have a live audience, her husband. Okay, so I don't trust him. That's why I won't look at him. I don't trust him.
Can I shout him out?
Shout your husband out, girl.
Shout out to Richard Smith.
Yes.
I love you with all of my heart. Thank you for being here. He is my greatest supporter. And just his presence here is making me feel less nervous.
You're less nervous. You're good.
I appreciate you being here, love. My hove.
Did you just
throw up the rock?
She thinks
Did
she's
you have the rock
Beyonce,
sign?
guys. Okay. In her heart of hearts.
In her
she's
heart of
Beyonce.
hearts. Yes. All right, but people don't say, honey. People don't say. So let's talk about when you decided that, like, you know what? It's okay. Basically, you and Richard decided, like, saying, like, okay, Morgan can live with Sanchez. How did that get there?
It's crazy because if I recall, I remember an invitation to Panera Bread. So just remember, guys, if you want to have a real difficult conversation, invite the other parties out to eat.
Yeah, it helps.
Filling the stomach is always a great icebreaker. So yes, definitely. We got an invitation to Panera Bread by the Crenshaws. And at that time, Richard and I were living in an area that wasn't too good. So I remember sitting down with you guys, ordering our food and everything, and we just pretty much got to it because that's how your husband is. Like, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
He asked me, I didn't know what we were really there for. I was like, oh, we're just about to, collaborate about Morgan, maybe have a financial business discussion or something like that. So the question was presented, like he stressed about how he felt about wanting to be a full-time dad. Right at that time, she was between homes.
Yeah.
And I think he was just getting her weekends and holidays, which of course is not even quarter time.
Right.
So he asked, could he be a full-time dad? And I was just floored because, again, I was not raised by my dad.
Right.
And a lot of family members was not raised by their dad.
Right.
So I was actually blessed to have him in Morgan's life at that time, just the way he was.
Right.
But to ask full time, I was like, okay.
This is new.
This is new.
This is new.
But at that time, you guys could offer her something that I couldn't. The support, you guys were more stable, more financially stable at that time, living in a really good neighborhood. So there was some things that I did want to consider. One thing I wanted her to have was an experience with her dad.
Right.
So it started there. A lot of things, because Morgan's my only child. Let's put it out there. I know she has 3 brothers, but she's my only child.
Right.
So that was just hard to even grasp.
Yeah.
I remember my husband, like, maybe touching my hand or just holding it, just letting me know that it was going to be okay. Because I guess he felt my energy. Like,
Right.
What is he talking about? Is he speaking
French?
Je ne sais pas. Right now. Je ne sais pas. So I don't think we made that decision at that time. I think you guys had talk about it and then let us know. The conversation on the way home, I think, was very, very quiet because I was just, again, I had a lot to think about. When he first asked, though, in my mind, it was like, absolutely not.
Not today,
not that he wasn't
never.
a good dad, not that you weren't a good mom.
Right.
But she was mine.
Right.
She was my world. And,
right.
yeah, I just wanted her, just to be, to live with me.
Right.
It wasn't until we got home and my husband and we had a really big conversation. And my daughter is my husband's only daughter also.
She's the only.
So blessed to have him. But he actually helped me make the decision. He said, a lot of dads don't even ask for that. They don't ask to be a full-time dad. they're okay with the position they are in their kid's life. The fact that he's asking for that, you need to consider it. We need to really, really consider it. Look at the experience it would be for Morgan, and you have to put Morgan first. Like, he just encouraged me to think about it. I still don't think I said yes at first. I had to pray about it because that was just hard.
Yeah.
But I think we did make the decision, and we came to the decision that we were gonna
do it.
Yeah, we were gonna let.
I always thought because we're gonna go back in the past too, but right now I just want to get to this part right here. I always thought that was like the most strongest thing that a mother could do, honest to God, because for a couple of things for you, because number one, that's your only child. It's not like Morgan goes and then I got a son and another daughter. No, she's it for you and Richard. And so I thought that was like, even when me and Sanchez decided, like, he was like, I want to, this whole back and forth, I don't like it. He was like, I'm annoyed by it. I don't like it. And he said, what I want to do is I want to ask, can I have her full time? And I said to him, I'm just going to be very transparent. I said, all hell is about to break loose. When you sit Cherise down and tell her that you want her baby full time, it's going to be about crazy, you know? And here's the thing. I was like, well, I'm for it. I am so for it. I don't, that's my baby. But how you gonna talk to her about this? Because yes, we were doing well, but we weren't in a position where the communication was really, really good. So it was like, Sanchez, like, okay, let's see how this is gonna go. But the thing that I remember is when you did come back, both you and Richard, and you were like, yeah. And I remember you leaving and I cried for you. I never told you that. I cried for you because I saw what you were doing, the sacrifice that you were making. Because that was a sacrifice. And I think people need to understand that, that's a whole life sacrifice. It's something different. But even though it was like we flipped it and she's going to come to the weekends and then we got to coordinate holidays and so forth and so on. But I'm not taking any, please hear my heart. I'm not taking anything away from Dad's family. So do not email me, text me, call me, do nothing. But what I am saying, for a mom, sometimes that is so gut wrenching to do that. So I literally cried for you that day. I was like, oh my God. And I almost felt, again, being transparent, I almost felt kind of guilty, or I don't know what I felt, but I felt like, should we have said it? Should we have done it? And again, the conversation we have, I've never had this conversation with you ever. And I was just like, should we have said it? Should we have did it? Should we, I second guessed the whole process because I am a mom, and I was just like, oh my God, what the world?
I think at that time you guys were thinking about Morgan also, and what you guys could offer her, because that's what helped Richard and I make that decision. Again, we only had one income at the time, and things were just really, really hard, back and forth with my grandmom, and just, not having that stability that she needed at the time. We knew that, it was like a sacrifice. It was like Abraham taking Isaac up to the, the mount to be sacrificed. But again, you guys were the ram in the bush. I have to look at it like that, because that was probably the most hard, the most challenging decision I've ever had to make in my life. But the comfort in knowing that the experience she was going to have with you guys, and being raised with her dad, and what he would offer. Again, she had a wonderful dad in Richard, and she was blessed.
Yes,
to
absolutely.
Have him, but to have her the biological twin.
Yeah.
If you guys, I don't know if you've ever seen pictures, but
yes,
they look just alike.
Yes.
I never had my dad around, so I just always wanted to offer her something that I've never had. And I was like, to offer her something I've never had, I have to do something I've never done
before. Wow.
My family did not understand.
Yeah.
My grandmother, rest in peace, because she helped me raise Morgan, for a long time. We lived with her. She was like, you gonna what now?
And when now?
What's going to happen? no, that's not going to happen. You've been drinking. So you go ahead and you talk about it. But I had to stay stern because my family is a very big influence in my life. And,
Right.
I had to remember that Richard and I made this decision for Morgan.
Right.
And God gave us Morgan, so I have to make the best decision
Right.
for her. And
Yeah.
the best decision was to let her have this real life experience with her dad.
Yeah.
You know, and let you guys mold her, because I had my mold on her.
Right.
And again, just the environment. So I am glad that now looking back, the best decision.
Yeah.
But back then, the hardest decision
Yeah.
I've ever had to make.
How did you feel about it? Because you were in and we'll talk about the other background later, but just that process, how did you feel about it? Like, Morgan, like, do you feel like, because I know you felt from both sides, this tension of like, okay, now I don't want to choose, because we used to talk about this all the time. Please don't make me choose. Like, we're not making you choose, baby. We're never going to make you choose. How did you feel about that?
I remember I fought it for a long time. I fought it. I did not want to conform. I know I'm saying it like I was in the military, but I wasn't. What happened was when I moved over here with my dad and Ange, I didn't realize how out of control I was. And I'm saying that from a standpoint where, like, I always had good grades. I was always very book smart. But when it came to other aspects of my life, I wasn't as in control as I thought. Like, my attitude was out of control. And it wasn't just a detriment to like my mom or she is phenomenal. We're raised by a lot of headstrong women. When I tell you, their attitudes can get out of control, and I felt myself falling into that loop, like role
Right.
of like being that headstrong and being not rude, but like saying whatever you want, whenever you want. I didn't know how to rein it in. I didn't know how to control my tone. I didn't know how to not live. I feel like that's when I started living for myself, because my family we are just it's full of women, and we are very headstrong. We're very live for everybody else. We don't know how to take care of ourselves first.
Right.
So that is one thing that I will say that I fought. It was always, no, like, grandma's gonna be upset, or no, mommy's gonna be upset, and I don't want them to be upset. It took me a very long time to be like, no. Even now, I still have a hard time being like, no, but I'm better at it. But it took me a very long time. So I definitely fought it, and I fought it hard until one day Daddy looked at me and was like, you're done. Like, you're here, and that's it. And I said, okay.
It don't take much for you,
It doesn't
Daddy.
take much.
It don't take much for you,
Because
Daddy.
he only gets involved when he has to. His favorite line in school was, don't get me involved, because you're not going to like it.
Yeah. If he's involved, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Did you feel the tension, though? Did you feel the tension from your mom? How did you feel?
I felt...
Because you had to have that conversation.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I fought it the most because I did see how hard it was for her, because I've always been very mature for my age. So even at 12 and 13, I could tell what it was doing to her. I can tell the emotions. I can, so it was a lot of, no, I have to go over for the weekend. I can't cancel this weekend with mommy. Or no, I have to go see her. Or no, I have to go hang out. Because it's like, I don't want her to be upset.
Right.
I don't want her to be hurt. I don't want her feelings to be hurt. So like I said, it took me a while until I got to high school when I got friends where I was like, Mommy, you gonna miss me on this weekend. I got plans.
Right.
It didn't hurt for me to finally tell her that, yes. But again, I started living for myself and no longer living for her.
Right.
Because I felt before Richard came, it was just me and her. It was always me and her. Wherever we went, whatever we did, I was her sounding board. I was her heart. I was everything. And I knew that. So when I started telling her no, I was like, is she gonna be okay? Then I realized she is okay because she has Richard. She doesn't need me anymore.
Right.
I mean, she will always love me as her daughter, but she doesn't need me. She has a built-in support system with her husband. And once I basically released her to him, because I remember we had that conversation. Yeah. Once I released her to him, I was like, she's good. Yeah. She's Gucci. I can go do what I want. I can go be a kid.
Yeah. And I think too, what happens with that is the reason why you were able to release her to Richard, because you trust him. Right? Because at first it's like, okay, who are you? Like, okay, it's always been me and my mother. Okay, now where he come from? Like, wait a minute. Because the crazy part about you and your mother, y'all the same. Y'all don't like to share each other. It's hysterical. Neither one of y'all like to share.
Very possessive.
Yes, of each
Very,
other.
very possessive.
Seriously, very possessive. And I think once you realize that your dad, because Rich, your dad, realize that your dad is here to, number one, he here to stay, so you can forget that process of it. And the fact that you can trust him the way he's taking care of your mother. I think we talked about that and was like, he takes very good care of my mother. It's okay. Yeah. Because I think that's where she had to go. It's okay now. I can relinquish her. He takes very good care of her. I don't have to worry, because for a long time as children, I don't know why you guys do that, but they worry about us so much. Are we going to be okay? And is everything going to be okay? And I remember when the door opened for you and you were like, no, she got Richard. This is good. This is good stuff.
I think I told you, and I think we had that conversation because it was always, why when it comes to canceling, or why when it comes to hurting your parents' feelings, you care more about your mother's feelings than your father's.
Yeah.
We definitely had that conversation.
Yes, we did.
We've had that conversation multiple times. And I always told you it's because he had you.
Yeah.
I felt, and I guess because I was with her so much, it was like, he's okay because he has you. At that time, Mommy didn't have Richard.
Right.
Mommy had somebody else, so we just don't talk about the eye twitch. And I knew it was going to be okay with Rich because he cared about me.
Right.
When he came over, I first met him, Richard is 6'5". He took his shoes off and came and got on the trampoline with the kids.
Okay. Checklist, check.
He came and hung out with us. When it was time for my birthday, he was like, I'm going on Care Winds with her. Like, I want to go. Like, I want to hang out with her.
Right.
I want to get to know her.
Right.
He who must be named did not want that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
That was
like,
a dark side. That was a dark.
We don't talk about the dark
We'll
sides.
talk about the dark sides. Nobody talking about no
He
dark
didn't want
sides.
that. So I knew, and I could see a shift in her. I saw the shift between him and Rich. I saw the shift. She smiled more. She laughed more. She cared more. She was more loving. Like, her attitude changed.
Right.
She literally shifted from Cherise to Giovanna.
Yeah. That's
so
good.
It was like, I knew that it was going to be okay.
Right. Did you know that? Did you know that she was worried about you? Did you know that she was concerned, like, why she didn't want to, like, because what happened was, it was so funny because, like she said, like, anything that Sanchez we wanted to do with her, she would cancel it to be with you. And at one point, my husband was in tears. He was like, you know what? I'm exhausted. I'm tired of fighting. Let her do it, because right now, and I had to ask, I said, why is it that you won't cancel with your mom, but you'll cancel your dad? I need to understand the concept, like what is going on, because right now, whether you know it or not, you're hurting your dad's feelings and he's not understanding. So we need to be able to, because I'm always a mediator, I need you to be able to convey that to me so that we can convey it to him so his feelings cannot, because like it was always like Morgan would be like, nope, go with my mom. He'd be like, even if we planned something and you would call, and I don't even think you know half this stuff, and you would call, she would cancel us. She was like, nope. Can't cancel my mom. And then one day we just talked about it and was like, when Sanchez cried about it, I said, okay, done. Not doing this anymore. I think that was the
thing. A lot of times, because, and you guys y'all provided that safe space where you didn't show Morgan a lot of your feelings. I'm the parent. I can't show her that my feelings. And I didn't. I would always, and not saying that it was right, but I'm very transparent. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Right.
If I'm hurt, you see it. And Morgan, she's just always, I've cried in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked, and to this day, we can talk about any and everything.
And y'all do.
Any and everything. Difficult conversations. And a lot of times I probably should have went back in my closet and cried, but it was right there for her.
Right.
Which that's a lot for a kid, because they don't ever want to see mommy cry.
Exactly.
You know? They never, like, mommy's the strong. She's never the one, and she was my strength for a long time until Richard came. So I think it was a lot of that. She felt like she couldn't tell me no because mommy's gonna cry.
Yeah.
Where she didn't know daddy was gonna cry, or daddy was crying because daddy did go somewhere and didn't show her that, and she saw it firsthand with me. So.
Yeah. It was, but I think that when we talked about it, she was honest about it. She was like, this is where I am, and I don't know what position I play in this. And I was like, we're going to have to figure it out, because you can't hurt one parent over another parent. This is not good. It's not good for you, you know, and you can't, and I don't want you to feel like you need to be split into two. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be consistent in your feelings in reference to it. And then everything just gradually changed, because again, Richard was there and things was happening. And then she was like, I'm okay. I think mommy is really okay. You know what I'm saying? and the funny part about it is, I knew you were really okay because Sanchez loved Richard. And he was like, ooh, Richard has changed her life. Look at God. He has changed her whole life because your whole demeanor, everything about you had changed. And so it was like, now we get to that position where we're like, okay, now we're doing everything as force, which is hysterical because we scared people.
Right.
We because when people ask about like, what do y'all do and how do y'all do it? It was like, okay, we went to the PTA meetings together, all four of us, sitting at the desk, them little desks looking crazy. And they like, well, who we talk to? You talk to everybody. You know, we go to the volleyball. Oh, Lord, the little morning volleyball games, y'all. Lord, the volleyball games.
YMCA.
Yes, early in the morning. I don't think from that time on, there was nothing that we did not do together, honestly.
It felt better because I had a partner.
Yeah,
it was
you.
hard to
Wow.
it was hard to do something with you guys when it was just Cherise against the Crenshaws.
Right, got
now
you.
Now it's the Smiths and the Crenshaws.
Right.
It was a lot of what she went through also was because I was angry. I didn't expect to be a single mother.
Okay.
I expected to have a family unit. So,
right.
To see this family unit with the Crenshaws and then it's Cherise versus the Crenshaws.
Right.
There was a lot of anger there. So when he came along, yes, he was my calm after the storm. Even when he didn't think it was going to be okay, he was just like, it's going to be okay.
Right.
Relax. Like,
right.
even before this podcast this morning, it's going to be okay. Relax. Like, it's better because we are a unit now.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, it was the Crenshaws versus Cherise.
Right.
I don't feel like that now. Or Cherise versus the Crenshaws.
Right.
Now I feel like it's the Crenshaws and the
Smiths. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's easy. It's a collaboration. This is a team, and it's a family beyond anything else.
that we can even think about. So let's backtrack when you thought that it was the Crenshaws against the Smiths, because that's a huge.
Was never the Crenshaws against the Smiths.
I mean the Cherise, because you're such a Smith now. I don't even know your other name. You know, you've been married for so long. You be like, what? Like even my family, and they'll say something, and I'll be like, what's my last name? I literally don't remember. Do you remember your maiden name? I don't even construct
Brown.
it. Yeah, Marsha, thank you, honey, because you knew better. Because I'm like, when I go to my family, they be like, Angela, and I'm like, what was my name? Oh, it's Brown. Jesus. Like, when you've been married so long, you don't even utilize it. So you don't even think about it. So Cherise against the Crenshaws. Let's backtrack for a little while on that in reference to that part of it, where the anger came in at. Like where you were upset. Like was it okay? Here's the question: was it me? Was it Sanchez? Or was it the whole thing? Like where you felt like you were just like we were we was escape against SWV.
We didn't start off. I mean, we had a rocky relationship from the past, right? So it was a lot of disappointment. Again, it was a lot of just failed expectations is the best way to put it. So a lot of it came from, I thought it was supposed to be like this, but then it turned out like this. So now I'm alone is how I felt.
Gotcha.
And when you're alone and you didn't expect to be alone, you're going to be angry.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt because now I'm a single parent and I didn't feel like I was supposed to be.
Yeah, it wasn't in the books. That wasn't
in the books.
When I wrote this chapter, this was not the chapter that it was supposed to be.
Exactly.
And because I remember, because the crazy part about it, a lot of people don't know our history. So me and Cherise we were good friends. Like at Sprint, we was cool, and it was kind of like me and Cherise against all the girls at Sprint that wanted Sanchez in the first place, which was hysterical. Which was hysterical. And then I remember I used to talk to Sanchez. That's something I want to talk when he's here, when we're all together, whatever. Because my original fight with Sanchez was I was a firm believer because I come from a blended family, number one. But I'm a firm believer that I was like, but I don't know if it's good or bad. It worked for me, but maybe it doesn't work for all children, right? And so I was a firm believer, and he'll tell you when we get on the mic with everybody later on, you guys will hear it. But I was like, so you telling me that you don't want to get back with your baby mama? That was he would tell you, he used to look at me and go, what? Like, I'm like, why not? Like, y'all have a daughter. Because when I came in, Morgan was 2. So she's literally a baby, right? So I'm like, so what happened in this block of time, because y'all should be raising her, because in my mind, because we're a blended family, that's what I felt that my kid's father should have been doing.
But she was too, but we were young.
Yeah,
we were really,
y'all
really,
were really young.
We were really young.
Yeah.
We were still trying to find ourselves. So when you came along, we were still trying to work it out. We were still trying to get back together.
Right.
And you were like our Iyanla Van Zandt, you know? Y'all should be together. Y'all should raise Morgan together. We were friends, right? So God worked in mysterious ways is all I can say. Yeah. Because a lot of people ask me that, like, how are you on? Women don't do that, you know.
Right.
That's a girl code.
Yeah.
So, but again, God works in things mysterious ways. It's like, how were y'all all friends? And then she was advocating for you and Chaz, and now she's Miss Crenshaw, and now you're by yourself. And when when there's a lot of chatterbox, and again, there's a lot of felt expectations, because I was supposed to be Miss Crenshaw, the first Miss Crenshaw, because that's what the promises were. We had, you know, so again, we were all young. Yeah. Things worked out the way they were supposed to, because thank God, you know, if it worked out that way, you wouldn't be here. Richard wouldn't be here. I'm glad God said no to so many things. Yeah. And that's a lot of things, guys. If, you know, you're out there, you're praying that God says yes. God sometimes says no for a reason. Yeah. For a reason. And I was angry with you for a long time because you were my friend. You were telling me ways how to treat this man, you know, and absolutely. And then things happen. Yeah. So the thing is, you guys, I was emotionally connected with you, and so was, I'm sorry, so was Chaz. Right. And when there's an emotional connection between two people, something happens. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. We became emotionally disconnected because of what was going on. Right. And I was angry, things that happened in my past. Right. I did not know how to treat a man. Right. I did not know how to be a mother. I did not know how to separate my family from my new family. Right. So I was not what Chaz needed. And God knows, you know, he was not what I needed. And you guys emotionally connected. And then we didn't. And then, you know, things happened. But I was angry. Yeah. Because I felt betrayed by both. And I felt betrayed by this man twice now. Right. So unexpectation, frustrated, disappointed, anger, rage. Yeah. That's the word. For years. Yeah. Rage. Yeah. Yeah. And with rage becomes, now I don't trust you. Yeah. Now I don't trust him. Yeah. And that was just it. So then it became the Crenshaws versus Cherise. Right. Got you. And it was hard to release it. To release it. Yeah, to release it. And it's so funny because and I can't wait till we all four get together, because, and I'll let Sanchez tell his own story, but you betrayed him with the dark side. Right. And but that's because he became emotionally, and again, it was so crazy. Right, because every action is a reaction. Yeah, absolutely. So I did betray him that way, but I felt the emotional disconnection. Right. And it's nothing like an emotional connection. Yeah. Like it's stronger than physical. That's it's stronger than mental. Yes, it's stronger than and you had a connection that I no longer had with him. Right. Because I just wasn't I wasn't the woman. Right. And then I turned to the dark side. So it's so sad we keep saying that, though. You're the dark side. It's so sad. The dark side. And I did. And again, back then you didn't communicate. You just reacted. Yeah. You know. And that was you know what, it was so funny because coming into the program, like you said, I was like, listen, get back with it. I'm like, this is how he need to be treated. When Sanchez, this is the part that's so funny because people ask, you and Sanchez ever dated? No, I've never dated Sanchez. Did you say no? Steak and Shake. We went after Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake. Matter of fact, the four. You know. I come to think about too. This whole four sitting at a dinner. It's a hot mess because that's how that happened too. The four of us sitting at Steak and Shake first of all, and I remember like just looking, and I was talking to him, and I said, you know what? I said, right now, you and her ain't making no sense. Like
when we after we left that table of 4 with the dark side, it was like nothing y'all is saying making sense. And right now, unfortunately, until y'all make sense, you have incorporated 2 people who are innocent bystanders. Basically, the dark side of me, we're kind of like innocent bystanders because you 2 could not. Does that make sense? It was like you grabbed hold of the dark side because of the feelings that you had, right? He grabbed hold of me because of the feeling. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So we were kind of like looking at y'all both like, because as y'all were talking, we did look at each other for a moment. The dark side was like, this don't make no sense.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't. He was just there because I wasn't getting what I needed from him.
Exactly.
Because he was already emotionally connected to something that did to him now make sense. Cherise never made sense, right? So I was just everywhere. When you lose that emotional connection, and then I remember asking Chaz, when I knew he started having a connection with you, again, maybe not physical, it's just, I said, look, you can talk to her about things you can't talk to me about. Like, I'm your woman. I'm your baby's mother. Again, we were, I think, either about to live together or trying to still connect. And I was like, it's going to be me or her. You can't have both. And he said, please don't ask me to make that decision. Like, don't ask. And that did it for me because if you're telling me that this woman means that much to you, then yeah. And I did handle it the wrong way because in my mind, I thought it was like, this is still going to all blow over because we're meant to be together because we had a baby. Yeah. So this will all blow over. Charles was just supposed. Did I just
say the man name?
Lord, he was the dark side.
Sorry. The dark side, baby.
Listen, he ain't listening. If he is, he's gonna take
we
something
sorry.
away with him.
We sorry.
Supposed to be, something for me to get over the hurt of now Chaz being connected to somebody else.
Now, I want to stop you for 1 second. Let me tell you something. I had this aha moment. Right now, I think that everybody, the family who's listening, be like, she's just saying all these things. Right now, there's a woman right now that's going through what you used to go to, and you releasing her right. Because I understand. Absolutely. I need everybody to understand. Behind this microphone, this is just not because we having casual conversation. Right. The goal of this is not only a therapeutic, but to release some women from feeling that way. Like, we supposed to be together because we got this baby no matter what. Right. You ain't got to love me. You ain't got to care. You ain't got to respect me, but we got this baby and it's not good for the baby. Absolutely. Or no matter what, you know what? I'm just like, it's just when you would just say, I was like, I felt like there's a deliverance for women right now. Listening to you was like, oh, I'm that used to be me. That what she's talking about either used to be or that's who I am right now. And right now, that's the detriment to my baby, to my sanity, my peace, my joy, my everything. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And so because everybody know I love Cherise. Anyway, I just love the fact that you are so transparent enough to tell the truth. Because I think people don't understand that when you tell the truth, you help deliver somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You help
deliver yourself.
Yeah. You be free. Now, in the midst of all this anger, because you were younger, like, did you feel that? Did you sense it? Did you? Well, yeah, because you say I can't talk about my daddy in front of my mom, and I can't talk about my mom in front of my daddy.
Always knew there was a disconnect between my parents. Always, from before I could even remember, I always felt it because they both held on to so much stuff. The fact that they couldn't even be in the room together. Yeah. Like if we had to plan something together, it was like, okay, it might go good, it might go bad, but just be prepared for it to go.
So you was always holding your breath.
I was always on edge. I was always holding my breath. I was always like, oh, Jesus, okay. Hopefully this goes off without
10 minutes gone by.
Right.
We so close.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Okay. We still good? Okay. So, yeah, I've always felt that. Always felt that until one day, I don't know. Someone sat me. All of y'all really sat me down and be like, "We might not like each other, but we love you. We might not get along, but we do this for you. Our common goal is you." And that, to this day, that is still true. I mean, we're here, you know?
One goal,
Because of you.
Because of you.
So it was, yeah, but I can honestly say that I've always felt that, like, okay, well, let me not mention this to this one, and let me not talk about this one to this one, and let me not say this to this, and and it was very, I will say it was very difficult for me as a child, because it wasn't even the living at two households. That was all right. It was, I had two very dominating personalities. Even though the daddy doesn't talk, his presence alone is so dominating that you don't want to upset either of them.
Right.
You don't want to, shift to either side. So it was, I had two very dominant, different personalities combating in me and in front of me.
Right.
So it was like, what am I to do
with this?
I think that's why I was the way I was for so long, where I was like, don't ask me to what I want to do. Tell me.
Yeah.
Because if I make the wrong choice and someone gets hurt,
That's
then
deep.
I can't. That's why I never want. To this day, I have a difficulty making choices because I don't want to up somebody.
Yeah.
Case in point, it's my graduation weekend. I'm asking my friends where they want to go eat
Yeah.
instead of making the choice for myself. Because what if
Right.
somebody doesn't want that? So it's very difficult to this day for me to be like, I want this.
Yeah.
I want this.
Yeah.
So that's why I was the way I was for so long.
And I think that, again, parents get your ears open, family, and also the kids, because I think that when we're going through that, I don't think we consider the kids. That's my personal opinion. I think,
I know I did.
because I feel like what you're saying right now, at the time that your mom and dad was going through that, that's not what they wanted for you.
Right.
But it's what played out. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know that it will come into your adulthood, like you're saying right now. Like, that thought process of not wanting to hurt mommy, not wanting to hurt daddy, has literally made me not make decisions. So then I have to play this into my adulthood, and I remember, because me and used to go back and forth about this. We used to be like, Morgan, no ma'am, because you would be like, didn't
Just
say
indecisive.
no.
Right.
Just say, like, I don't care how you think people should or shouldn't, just say no.
I mean, something just pops in my head the way it pops into yours. If there are any like teenagers, or you want to show this to your teenager or any child that you were having, anything that your parents are putting you through where it's like you feel like this is not intentional.
Yeah.
Know that it's not your fault. Know that it's not intentional. Know they have no reason to have ill will against you. Do something that I didn't do and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do something that I never thought about doing, going to both of my parents, like, this is how you're making me feel.
Right.
I never did that. I just ate it.
Yeah.
I ate it until someone forced me to talk about it. You forced me to talk about a lot of stuff.
I know.
And I never did.
I'm a bully.
Yeah, she's a bully.
I'm a bully.
So do something that, it might be difficult for them. It might be difficult for you. Sit down and be like, we need to have a conversation. I need to let you know how I'm feeling, because if you don't, and you don't do what I did and let it out, you're going to be horrible when you get older. You're going to do the same thing and not know that you're doing it. So it's not intentional. It's not on purpose.
Right.
It's just adults. Just adults. It's just adulting. It's
humans.
They're
Humans.
and they're
Yeah.
not perfect. And stop thinking that your parents are perfect.
Come
they're
on,
not.
teach.
And sometimes we have to remember also that we created them.
Mm-hmm.
We made the decision to bring them here, to give them life. They didn't. So now that they're here, it's our responsibility to make sure that they feel safe, that they can talk to us, that they don't wait. I mean, what I did with Morgan is she weighed a lot of she just carried a lot of my burdens, and she shouldn't have to. Yeah. I do wish that I would have found that safe place to. I'm a crier anyway, so just to cry, so she wouldn't know that mommy, was upset. I'm glad that I was transparent, but not to the point to where now she was like, I'm afraid to say anything because she is going to go off the deep end, and we can't do that to our kids, because we have to protect them. We have to protect their mental stability first.
Yeah, I think too, but we have to remember as parents that we're human too, and we have to give ourselves grace. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that, I don't like to hear it, because my mother I've been through so much with my mom, and she would say, I did the best that I can. And I'd be like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're just not good enough.
Absolutely.
And so I never want to say that to my kids. Well, I did the best that I could. Know what I've tried to do now. Morgan tell you, I'm a huge talker. Let's talk this thing out. Let's get a different perspective. Let me hear where you are, which is sometimes difficult, because we used to have what we call free reign, where all four would come to us and tell us what they felt and how they felt, as long as they were respectful. And then, you just crawl in the room and cry, because it's like, I don't like the punishment and I don't like this. And, they go down this list and you like, I you want to say, I really don't care what you like.
Exactly.
But that's how we were raised. And because we was raised that way, we don't have children that we can raise that way. You know what I'm saying? We can't, Morgan is one of the most respectful young ladies I know, but you're going to have to do better now. You can't come to well, this is just what it is. Because she going to go in the room because she's done it all her life. She going to go in that room. She going to think about it. She going to come back. She going to sit on the edge of the bed. She gonna wait a few minutes and then she gonna want to go. So let me ask you. Don't ask. And I can't go. Don't ask me anything because at that point I'm stumping her growth, and that means that if I'm stumping her growth, that means like she just said, she doesn't have the capability to articulate what she wants as she becomes an adult. And so sometimes I never like what the boys said. I never like what Morgan said or whatever the case is. I felt like, and we would tell them it may not change the punishment. It may not change what we about to do, but at least let me hear you out, to give them that room to say what they need to say, what they needed to say without fear. Now I've cried a many a day. Cause these some disrespectful kids we got. But anyway, they so disrespectful.
Very
transparent. See, them your favorite kids. That's your problem. You need to take them boys with you.
My boys. Yes.
But it's just like we just opening the door for that. And I think that as parents, whether we want to say it or not, we are selfish people.
Absolutely.
We are selfish.
But that's I said it earlier.
Yeah, we're selfish. We are so selfish. Last week, I think it was Wednesday, had one of my girlfriends up here, and she was talking about the fact that she was selfish. She was like, as she was talking, she was like, am I a selfish mother? And then she realized that she was. And as you begin to talk about it, you realize like, I did some stuff that I shouldn't have done as a parent. I did some stuff that I shouldn't have done as a mom. I've done some stuff I shouldn't have done as a wife. I mean, like, just not like it kind of like opens you up to all things. Everything. Because a lot of times because for a long time, St. Cherise had to teach me how to talk to him because I've been a mother for so long, and I was a single mother first, right? And so I talked at my kids. And so then when I got married to him, it was like he was one of the kids. So I kept the same tone, if that makes sense, right? Like do this, do that, and then be like, and he looked at me like, okay, so I'm the husband. I don't know who you thought you were talking to, but you keep that same thing. And so I had to realize like, okay, I'm human. Give myself grace. Don't beat myself up about it. I'm a learning progress. And I think what we've done as the four of us and as three of us actually is as women, we've grown in these areas and we're learning and we're still learning. We've been all together like 22 years and we're still learning each other because we all change. We're never going to be the same.
Evolving.
Who Cherise was last year is not who she is this year. Same thing with Morgan and same thing with me. So we're learning. And I think the best part about this whole thing is that we've made a conscious decision to learn together.
Absolutely.
To learn together. Now, here's the thing I want people to understand. You outgrow your children. If you're doing this the right way, this is my thought process. If you're doing it the right way, you outgrow your children and you become together. The parents become together outside of her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start off with Morgan. But now I talk to you that has nothing to do with Morgan.
Right.
We pray together. We call each other and we pray together on the phone.
Right.
Richard and Sanchez talk, I think. And that's the goal, to outgrow them so much that our conversation is not geared around them or geared. That's when you know that you're a real family. That's when you know that you're doing the daggone thing, like without a shadow of a doubt that you're doing the daggone thing. Now, here's the thing about family. You ain't going to always agree. Now, if this family tell you they always agree, somebody lying. Husband and wife don't even agree every single day. It's not going to happen. But one thing that we've all agreed on is her.
Right.
The best
Common
for
denominator.
like what is good for her, right? So now we out here talking about what's good for us because we don't care about her. She done got her little master's degree. She gonna have a husband and kids, and
I
we
didn't
can't.
like those little quotation marks when you said masters. Don't do that. I got a master's. Don't do quotation marks.
Oh, so hot. Cherise,
I
you
just,
pop her?
you know.
Could you pop? Thank you, boo. Pop. Thank you.
And that was rude.
You need to be popped. I'm sorry, ma'am. You got your
Disrespect my
master's.
baby mama.
Thank you. She disrespected me with the quotation marks.
Listen, whatever. What's the quotation?
I didn't like the quotation marks.
Baby mama. No, don't do that to the master.
Don't do that to the master.
Like it's a fake master.
Yes.
Listen, whatever. So here's the question. Okay, so now we get here. Here's another, because I talked to people that I was going to do this, so they had questions. So they asked, here's one of the questions. They asked us, how do we get together? Like, how do we do it? And I don't think I'm not trying to be funny. I just think we just do. I don't think I don't know. You tell me, Cherise. I don't
First
know.
of all, it was events that brought us together, like acting out.
Oh,
Had
Jesus.
to say, you all four got to get together, come up with a GoFundMe, because acting out. Why do we buy all these expensive?
Why we was all in Florida? We was all in Florida.
So get together and come up with this money and then take her to Florida together. So those were events. Again, we got up early in the morning and went to the YMCA. So there were events that just kind of brought us together.
Yeah.
And again, when we got there, even if there was tension, one common denominator,
One goal.
one goal. So that was a lot of how we got together. Now, again, it's so natural.
I was about to say, it's like a natural
we'll
flow
call
of
each other and say,
things.
"Hey, baby mama." And I was like, I need some advice.
Yeah.
Just, can you please pray for me? Can you
Yeah.
please pray with me? So those are things that we do now together. And then we're like, oh, how's Morgan?
Yeah.
So
Like, what's she doing? I'm like, come get her. You can come get her and her daddy because they both working all. We ain't going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it because when she with you, you be like, can you come get her and Richard? Please come get her and her daddy because they. So I think it's just me and you against everybody else, honey. I feel.
exactly.
And I think it's because we're shorter and we're more cuter than the rest of this
Absolutely.
family.
I agree.
And I think that's why.
agree.
Yeah, that's why.
I so agree. Sorry, I'm laughing at my husband.
The audience agrees
The-
that they're both short.
Hold on, we both was like, got quiet. Was like, let me,
The audience agrees.
sir, really,
Right.
really.
6 feet.
Listen, don't do it. I think that the thing is, when the questions that keep being come up for us is, you have to want to do this.
Absolutely.
You have got to put this child way before what you
Anything
want,
else.
anything else. Because let me tell you something. This is a lifetime, honey. This is a lifetime. There is marriages and kids and and everything that's coming in. Who got the grandbaby this weekend? Who got the so it's a whole thing to the point that we've already warned Morgan to tell her husband ahead of time. Listen, but actually the boyfriend who may want to be her husband. This is a whole big package deal. This is a full force. The fathers, they're more laid back. You're gonna be okay. But the mamas, we come in full throttle.
Right.
Full throttle.
She doesn't
No.
come with baggage, but she
Because-
does come with a package.
Yes, she does.
No. Don't say they laid back. Daddy has threatened to slap my husband when he first sees him.
Alrighty. Well, I mean, you gotta.
He said,
We
said,
just
"I'm
want to see
testing
he
his
can
gangster."
Yeah, just to see if he can protect you, sis.
Now
Can
here's
he
my
protect
thing.
you?
What's the right answer? Does he fight back because now he fought my father, or do he just lay down and take it? But now you're punk. There's no right answer to this test.
Listen, which man do you want? The one that fight your daddy, the one
that's just going.
Well, if you fight my father, now I can't talk to you. Then fought my father.
right? So you,
But if you lay down and take it, now my brothers are gonna punk you to see if you could take that. Now you a punk. Now I don't feel protected. I don't. There's no.
So
I'm gonna be
I don't.
single.
So I don't. So you just
Didn't
gonna be
I
single
said it already. I'm gonna be a nun. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be a nun. I'm gonna adopt 4 dogs and be a nun.
with a habit.
Yep.
That's horrible.
4 dogs.
You're not having children if I don't have a man.
Children.
No.
And I'm not gonna be naming your animals my grandbabies. It's not happening. I only got one little grand dog. One, I'm not getting. I don't want no more grand dogs. I got one, and I'm good with this one right there.
Well,
Listen, I don't know, Morgan. I don't know. I think you know what? I think your dad. No, he probably would try.
No, he gonna slap him.
he's gonna try him. He's supposed to though.
Now, do I warn the man first or do I just let it happen? There's no right answer.
Well, here's another problem that you're going to have too, because both your dads are tall. So here we got 2 big dads, and please let your little man be tall, because he need to be like a little much taller than you, because this is not going to go well for him. So when he opened door and both your fathers just standing there looking crazy, and they just looking at him, and they're looking down at him, and he looking up, and he's just like, what am I supposed to do?
So
with
yeah,
this?
don't say that the fathers are laid back.
No, but they are
They
laid
just
back.
haven't had the chance yet.
No, they are laid back though, Morgan. Your dads are laid back. They're really, really cool. So here's another thing that the question was asked that people have difficulty with, and I think a lot of family had difficulty with as well, is we don't do step parents in our group. No, we don't believe in that. It's mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? It's mom and dad. And so it's so funny because that was another question was like, okay, so how do you differentiate? I said it's mama
right
and
The
dad.
stories
It's
that I
nothing.
tell.
It's nothing to differentiate.
The stories that I tell
Because of the way that we act. Yes.
When I got to a point, I have a best friend for life. She was like my sister. She's been around for a decade. We got to a point where I was like, my mom, she'll be like, oh, Mama Cherise so funny. Like, she didn't even know. She didn't even, or that sounds like Ange. Like, she knew who I was talking about because of the stories I tell. Like, y'all are different human beings.
Yeah.
So the stories are going to be different. Now, sometimes I'm like, now they didn't band it together. So now then I say the moms.
For one common cause.
Right. But
it's so funny because when I was like, I don't think we ever, it went from bonus, because I would just put bonus mom.
You started bonus mom a long
I
time
used to
ago.
put on the like the
for school.
bonus mom. Folks would be so confused. They'd be like, okay, now what we supposed? I said bonus mother. Stepmother, no, we don't do. Even I remember Morgan doing the paper. She's like, we don't put step. I'm gonna cross that out, And even so, when people say like, okay, so if I go like, well, she's in Minnesota with her mom and her dad, they were like, I was like, okay. Her mama, she got 2 daddies and 2 mamas. I don't know how else.
But then you still got to differentiate because somebody asked me if my mama's was lesbian one time.
Yeah, that's true. That's because when we went up to ECU,
that was funny.
And then don't let me tell them that I have a dad who do hair. Oh, it go downhill. It goes downhill. I'm so sorry. It goes
like what?
They be like, your dad. I was like, because Richard used to flat out my hair. I was like, oh, my dad did it. And then I was like, how many? So I was like, is your dad's gay?
Along with your 2 moms?
They literally was like, so where did you come from?
Right.
I was like, no. Both. I have 2 biologicals. They're both married to separate people. They were like, oh.
Yeah, because then they go look. They be like, this my dad, Sanchez, and he looking at him like, okay, then daddy gay, huh? All right.
Right.
Hey, Mr. Crenshaw. He looked like, no, sir. No, sir. It was, I think that we just did not, I don't even think we considered it. I don't even think we really.
Well, yeah, because there was no step.
Yeah.
Into it. Like, you didn't step into it, you were in it. So
Right.
there was
And I've known you, I don't know anything out other than you.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to a point where, not even getting to a point, I've gotten to the point where I don't know anybody other than Richard. Richard came in my life at 8. So I'm 23. Like, it's been a very long time. So it's just, y'all are my parents. You've been, like, I have 3 brothers. I have 4 parents. This is my
rents.
family. And that's the rents.
The rents, as she calls us the rents, y'all.
And that's it. Like, there's no ifs. I don't know anybody else but y'all.
And it's the crazy fact, because when we're together, like all 3 of us together, I remember one time, Cherise, when you was living in Charlotte, working at Great Clips, confused one of the ladies you was working with, and you was like, hey ladies, this is Morgan's mom. They looking at you like, ain't you Morgan's mama? Wait a minute. Wait, whoa. And I think people, that was the ultimate respect, the ultimate like, okay, I got it, because you were willing to give it to me. You know what I'm saying? You were willing to say, this is her mom. Like this is her mom. The same thing I remember, I was talking, me and Sanchez was talking, and he was willing to say, Richard is Morgan's dad. There's we're not adding nothing to it. We're not taking anything away. It was that part was the willingness, not only for Morgan, but the willingness to know that what we were doing was good.
And real.
And real.
It was real.
It was real, and it was what we do, and it's how we do it. But I've had so many questions about that. So y'all don't say step. And I'm like, okay, here's my thing in reference to step parents. I don't need to step in Morgan's mom's shoes.
You don't need to step in. Right.
She got them things on. She got them on lock. My shoes are real, real cute. I like them, and this is what my position is. Even when they would go like, "Well, what does Morgan call you?" Morgan call whatever she want. Some may be mom, sometimes may be Aunt, somebody may be Angela. Because when we in an event, and I be like, "This is my daughter," and then she be like, "Ange," everybody be like, "Oh, so y'all so profound. Y'all out here let her call you by the first name. y'all liberal,
Real modern.
They be like, y'all out here real, y'all just
I
liberal.
First time I did that at church.
Lord Jesus,
goodness.
they was like,
they were like,
oh y'all, they was like, y'all liberal.
why do you call your mom by her first name?
Right,
Let's call the pastor.
yeah, because something's got to happen, And I think that because I think the whole blended families had such a bad rap. And it's always been like the father, the bonus dad was mad. I'm gonna say step for this conversation right this moment. The stepdad is mad, the stepmother is mean, and all of that. That's never even been our dynamic. That's never even been. It's just never been. So when people ask me that question, was like, well, then what do y'all do and how do y'all do and do y'all split? I'm like, we don't split anything. We kind of like, we all gonna go, we all gonna come, we all gonna go, we all gonna come. And I think that we just knew that again, it started out for the common goal for her,
Right.
but it's ended with the common goal for all four of us because there's a peace with that.
And growth. I think we grew
Yes.
up together.
Oh, we did grow up together. Like, Lord, we've been through. I think people don't even understand when you're trying to do this thing, you're gonna not only grow up together, you're gonna go through a lot together. But I think that makes it stronger. This is my perspective. I think it makes it stronger. My love for you is so strong because
And
of
real.
that.
I
And
keep
real.
saying real because that's so
Yeah.
important.
You have to be real. I think because now we can laugh at it and be like, "Ooh, that was a dark time."
Do you
Lord.
remember when?
Do you remember like how do we even and be able to tell other families that you can do it, that it is possible. Not only is it possible, but it's being done. Like successfully.
Absolutely.
You know, we just had breakfast. You know, successfully. Let the Lord use her.
Amen.
Let the Lord.
Thank you.
Cooking is my love language.
That's your love language,
And we love it.
and we
We
love it,
embrace that
honey.
language.
We embrace
Because
it.
y'all don't
Embrace
like to
it.
cook.
Ooh,
Why won't we have you?
right? And the husbands, I'm confused.
Fed.
I'm almost
Try
offended.
explain.
It's almost like you did the quotes on me and your mama. I got confused
I'll do it.
because you know.
Y'all cook because y'all have to, not because y'all want to.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this. I don't know about yours. In my marriage, whoever does it better does it.
Thank you.
See, Mama, me on the same page. So because Sanchez and you do it better, rock out. Just I'm here for more support if y'all tired of cooking, which I hope y'all don't ever get tired. But if y'all tired of cooking, go ahead. Like when you go to Minnesota, you know, my favorite part is your mama would always give you her menu before you get to Minnesota.
She told me I had to come up with one.
Yes.
On my birthday weekend, I must come up
Because every
with.
time I call, I'm making Tuscan salmon, and I'm making stir fried shrimp. I was like, this sounds delicious.
And I'm not
so
part of it.
jealous right now. Can you please come up here and cook? And you are the better cooker. And as for me and my marriage, my husband's he's an encourager. He's a motivator.
Okay.
Because I don't really like to cook because sometimes I just feel like my taste. I'm like, I don't like what I cook.
Right.
But he's like, this is delicious, even if he doesn't like it. This is delicious. So that encourages me.
We're our own worst critic because I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this needs salt. I'm perfect this. They're like, this is perfected already. I'm like, no, like they need parsley or salt or I should have did this. I should have made a roux. Like that's the conversation.
That's what she goes.
Roux. I don't even know.
I don't got time
what
for
a
no roux. I'm not.
Is that gravy?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
A roux is 1 part water, 1 part cornstarch. You mix it together and you put it into a sauce to make it thicker.
Okay.
So for me personally is boom, boom, pow. What I mean by that is I get a Heinz can, a Heinz bottle of gravy. I hit it 2 times, pow. The top pop.
Thank you.
I put it in there.
That's my roux.
Swoo, swoo, swoo.
Roux.
Yeah, I tried for
We just saying that's how it goes. I cannot wait because guys, just let you know, the next episode that you guys will hear coming on the Crenshaw Corner after this will be the 4 parents together. And I can't wait because I got a question for Richard. But anyway, because Sanchez, I don't like the way Sanchez answered me. So I'm going to ask Richard. I'm going to be prepared for that conversation. But guys, let me explain something to you. We do this thing called Final Thought. And this is the crazy part. We are already like an hour in, and this was supposed to have been a midweek moment, which is normally 30, 45 minutes. I don't know. That didn't happen for us. But because there's so much we did not truly unpack, like really, really unpack. But I know that we've blessed some families. So what I want to do now is we're going to go, okay, because this is Sanchez's favorite part. Okay, what's your final thought, Morgan?
that it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
This dynamic is not one that you see often,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some work, not just on the parents, but the child's point of view as well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, what I said, if you feel some type of way, talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't hold it in. The more you talk about it, the earlier you talk about it, the better it can be.
Yeah.
So it can be done. Be patient. It's going to take some time.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing this for 22 years and we still learning.
We still
But
learning.
I can say
That's because you out of control, but go ahead.
Confidently say, just disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
I can confidently say that it can be done. And as the product of the child, I would not be who I am today without my 4 parents.
Yeah, absolutely. Cherise, what's your final thought, beautiful person?
So I just want to say I'm with God in the forefront. we can accomplish anything. Like I talked about humility, you have to be humble.
Yeah.
You have to be humbled if you're going to do this thing, because it is challenging. But again, like Morgan said, it can be done, and put God first.
Yeah.
One thing I do love about the Crenshaws is they love God first. And it took a lot of forgiveness also on both parts. And you want to remember your common denominator.
Yeah. My final thought is don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah. For me, I remember Cherise asked me something, actually, I think it was 2 days ago, the other day. You was like, Angela, how did you deal with me? Remember you asked me that, like, how did I deal with you and everything that you kind of threw my way? And I told her, and she was like, really? And then her husband made fun of me yesterday, but I don't care, Richard. I'm gonna say it, Richard. But for me personally, everything that you spewed out, I only saw your spirit. I stayed consistent because I knew who you were, and I knew what you were about, and I knew what you loved, and I knew the essence of who you were. And so I was not willing to give up. You know, even when you be crazy, she's like, you just gonna stick with your baby mama? I'm sticking with her. I don't care. I won't give up, because I know the sacrifice that you made to get here. This was not something that you just was like, just take her. No, this was a sacrifice. And I knew that because you made this sacrifice, I was willing to make a sacrifice to bite my tongue or whatever I want to go through, because I knew who you were, and I knew what you wanted for your daughter, and I know what I saw your life, like, because you are like so successful right now, it's crazy. I knew, and what I saw in the spirit for your life, I knew would come to pass. And so anything that you could possibly say made no difference, because I still trusted you. And because of that, it was always like, don't ever give up. When you know a person is a good person, no matter what you're going through, you don't give up. You stick with it. You stick with it. Well, family, OMG. Let me tell you something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I know what to say, because I don't want to close, because there's so much more to say. But family, thank you guys so much for hanging with us right now. We appreciate you so much. We love you guys so much. I'm not gonna end it like Sanchez, because he be all poetic and stuff. And like, once again, family, thank you. I'm gonna do Sanchez. Thank you so much, family, for joining us in the midweek moment, guys. Once again, you can teach us. Guys, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio. Anywhere a podcast is happening, you can find the Crenshaw Corner. Remember, guys, we are on the socials. We are on Instagram. We are Instas. I can say it without saying Chaz, guys. We are on Instagram. We are Twitters. Not
Stop
Twitter.
trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
I'm going to become Instas. See, you a hater like your dad. See, you done made me hoarse in my throat. Now I'm hoarse in my throat. Not my voice, in my throat. We on Instagram because we're Instars. Thank you very much. We tweet because we're on Twitter. Yes, we are. And we're on Facebook, all under the Crenshaw Corner, guys. All under the Crenshaw Corner, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys so much. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.